Can you believe it? We're alive. Well, let me check my pulse. Okay, thready, but I'm alive. Okay, good. Well, welcome to Max Rants. I rant about a lot of things, and most of the time I have a solution for them. Tonight, that's not one of those things, unless you apply common sense toward potential solutions. Tonight's topic: too damn many universities and colleges in our country. That's what I'm going to talk about. Do you understand this? We have over 3,982 universities and colleges in this country. You understand that? That's damn near 4,000 of them, and we've only got 50 states. What the hell is going on? Let's do some simple math. That's 80 colleges and or universities per state. Well, maybe you could justify 80 in the more populous states like New York, Florida, Texas, California. But isn't that offset by the little flyover states like Idaho, Wyoming, North Dakota, Utah? We got too damn many schools. It's that damn simple. And I want to talk about this. Every fall, these 4,000 colleges line up because they're getting ready to sucker punch the parents, the students taking out loans, the government paying for some tuitions. Also, they can ply their fake wares, restrict speech, and do more to indoctrinate than to educate. Understand, our higher education has become the platform of socialist, communist, atheist indoctrination. That's why our kids, within 1 year of university, statistically, they will stop going to church. If this boy or girl goes to church, they go to mass with their mom and dad. They go to college. They miss mass a few weeks because they're busy settling in the dorm rooms and signing up for classes and all that crap. But they never go back because they're hearing enough atheistic, anti-God, anti-America shit, not just from other students, but from the faculty. Scratch my nose. Itchy noses, terrible things these. Let's go on. Every year, how many students do you think enroll in colleges in this country? I'll tell you. About 19 million of them. You understand? 19 million. That's the population of the entire Midwest. 19 frickin' million. And they go in and they have a dropout rate of nearly 40% by the second year of study. They go in all set to get a degree. They're not sure what in, but something easy, some liberal arts crap, maybe anthropology or psychology. It's an undergrad degree. It's not going to do you any good anyway. So what do? They go in, and by about the first or second semester of the second year, they drop out. 40% do. And you know what the number one reason for them dropping out is? It's because they ran out of money. The college is so damned important to parents, so damned important to themselves, so damned important to idiots who don't know better, that these kids go in there, they give it a shot, but they just flat ass run out of money and they leave. You know what? They're the lucky ones. They're not saddled with $80,000 in student debt on a degree of, I don't know, jazz music or underwater basket weaving. Anyway, from government to private to religious schools, they've all fallen short. They've fallen short of fairness and proficiency at properly educating our young. Their admission standards, they're designed mostly to bring in those who are most likely to pay. Yeah, they don't want total dummies going to Harvard, but they'll take you if you've got more money. I lived in China 16 years. I can't tell you how many students I watched whose parents bought them a seat at Harvard and bought them the diploma after 4 years. It happens, damn it. I'll testify for it. Let's move along. Our young are receiving ridiculous diplomas. Their diplomas are a joke. You wipe your ass with it. It's not as comfortable as Charmin, but it'll get you by. Do you understand? These diplomas have less importance than 6 months as a barista at a coffee shop. Now, it's estimated that over 79% of undergrad degrees, that's your 4 or 5 year degree, the one that used to be a 3-year degree, I'll talk about that anyway, over 79% of these will be liberal arts degrees. Very useful. They'll have bachelor's degrees in women's studies, musicology, calligraphy, 14th century French poetry, psychology, and the beat goes on and on and on. All of these ha-ha degrees. They take it, they get out with their bachelor degree, the square cap and the tassel, la, 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 and they go right to work as a night stock clerk at Walmart. Or, more likely these days, Gen Z, they go to mommy's basement and try to figure out where they went wrong. The fault is that of the school for failing to help new students find an actual direction. A direction's important. When you're about to spend the next 4 to 5 years of your life pursuing a degree, it should be for a purpose. But what you hear, passed on from father to son, mother to daughter, this is why. I quote, "Stay in school as long as you can." I know a guy named Munch who spent over 35 years as a student at the University of Iowa. Oh, we won't get into that. But it's very common for students to stay because they're afraid to go to the real world. They went from mommy and daddy to the dormitories to another lifestyle, all funded. Party, learn, maybe, party, learn, maybe. And they don't want to walk into the real world. Children, a mortgage, insurance payments, medical bills. They don't want to do it. They're scared shitless. So universities are not just indoctrination centers. They become babysitters and places for cowards to hide. Let's move along and see what we got here. Yeah, here we go. Dealing with youngsters aged 18 to 20, getting into college for the first time, we see a deep drive, a compulsion to leave home and strike out on their own. The thought of living in a dorm out of state, that's greatly appealing. This kid's been to summer camp, maybe, never really been away from the family. Here's a chance to break away, okay? I remember listening to a kid in Stoneham, Massachusetts. Stoneham's kind of like an edge city to Boston, okay? And he was griping because he'd been accepted by MIT. He didn't want to go to MIT. He didn't want to go to Harvard. He wanted to go somewhere out of state, not so close to home. He wanted to be in the dorm where he can party, get drunk, do drugs, whatever it is he wants to do without mommy and daddy being around. Now, American parents, long brainwashed by this $8 trillion industry, they've been made to believe that if their child doesn't go to college, that's a sign of bad parenting. If your kid doesn't go to college, you failed as a parent. You suck as a parent. Your kid's got to go to college. That's what's prevailing. They believe that their kid has to go, or their associates, their neighbors, their relatives, they're going to look down on them because their kids, oh my God, enrolled in a trade school or joined the military. How many people from Boston or Massachusetts, also known as Massachusetts, how many go into the military? It's the lowest recruitment record of all states. Gee, I wonder why. I guess they figured that they helped start the revolution. They got it all started so they don't have to do anything else to help. Whatever the reason. Let's go on. It's a fact that degrees need to be designed for a purpose. In China, we call these targeted degrees. Let's talk about Scott. He wanted to be a doctor, so he steered his studies from day one toward his goal of being a doctor. He got a bachelor degree, carried 2 majors, chemistry and biology. Good shot, Scott. Good shot, buddy. Now, okay, he's a doctor, and he's very happy to be one. Cleverly manipulating grants and loans, he was finally out of debt about 8 years after med school. That's not bad. Yes, he made enough to make payments on his student loan. Good for him. Good boy. Let's talk about Craig. Craig wanted to find himself, find a direction, like so many others. He took a variety of liberal arts courses such as Nordic mythology, Latin, psychology, creative writing, and he got an undergraduate degree with a major in anthropology, anthropology, swearing by the god or goddess of Margaret Mead. Anyway, now he works as a night manager at an all-night diner. Now there's a way to do things. Yep. Oh, by the way, Craig still has a $60,000 student debt. It is still floating around in the ether. He'll pay it one way or the other. The fact is that most Americans don't need a college degree. Hell, the highest paying jobs in America are sales jobs. Sales jobs don't require a degree, but they're the highest paying. The next highest paying jobs, self-employed or business owners. Now, okay, some education and business management, that might help. But you know what? You can get courses from little to no money, even free, from the Small Business Administration, who can help you to launch your business. Business owners, second highest paid. What's the next highest? Tradesmen, the guys and gals who repair airplanes, ships, cars, power plants, and right along with them, very close to them, is the automotive service technician whose salary at start after his little 2-year school, okay? He gets out and he's making 3 to 5 times as much as a liberal arts graduate degree. You got a master's degree in anthropology, woohoo! Master's degree in psychology, woohoo! Master's degree in political science. This kid did 2 years, not 7 or 8, and he's making 3 to 5 times what you're making. And 20 years down the road, he'll be retired, you'll still be working. These technical positions do require post-high school training, trade schools. And the cost of a trade school, like the Cheyenne Aerotech, is 38 to 40% cheaper than a bachelor's degree. You go for 2 years, you learn, you practice, you work, you make money. Welcome to America. Oh, but that's a blue-collar job. Screw your blue collar. I want the green. That's a green-collar job, damn it. The question is, do we really need 3,982 colleges? Do we really need those? I swear to God, do we need 20 million kids a year to go to college? Come on, think about it. Most jobs, probably 90%, don't require a college degree, and possession of a degree can hinder you in so many areas because you've got professors who've never worked a day in their life telling you how much money you should make. I talked to a kid recently who graduated from Harvard, smart boy, degree in business. When he was leaving, bachelor's degree, he was leaving, his professors told him, don't accept a nickel under $120,000 a year. You got a bachelor in business from Harvard. Good boy. He went into a place, they offered him $85,000 a year. He looked at him like they had 3 heads and walked out. It took so long for him to swallow the pill of reality and realize that you don't come out of any school with a bachelor's in business making $120 a year. It took him so long, it's ruined him. And by the way, he is in the management training program at a big box store, Walmart, and if he sticks with it, he'll make decent money down the road, but nobody gives a shit about his bachelor in business administration from Harvard, where they park their car. They make me sick. So all said, sum it up again. There you go, people. Too many universities, too many colleges. Our industry, higher education, has run amok. Keep that in mind if you're getting ready to send your kid to college. At least hope he has a direction or a goal. It's a mighty expensive way to go looking for your head, trying to figure out what you might want to do. That's really expensive. And if you're not going to pay it, he's not going to pay it, someone's going to pay it. And in the end, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I'm Max. That's the way it is.